Papa Brad's a gaming, he's got passion in his soul. From pinball tables to Atari, he's always in control. He's a master of retrogaming, the old school style's his thing. With every flick of the joystick, you can hear the twang ting. Stay legit, Papa Brad, keep the high school living. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board, with the Atari 2600, your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa Brad, and always stay legit. He's a lover of the classics, the sound of pixelated beats, late nights at the arcade with every game to feel. But he'll keep on pushing till he's reached that final stage. Papa Brad's the gaming legend, his passion never fades. Stay legit, Papa Brad, keep the high school rolling. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board, with the Atari 2600, your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa Brad, and always stay legit.
Hello, gamers. Good to see you. We got Calvin Wong in the building. Dan Z wants some more cowbell. Sand Spirit said I did a little bit too metal opening, so I decided to go country. We're going to talk about the AtGames March calendar. I'm glad everyone's here. Sand Spirits, it's good to see you. We got Rich Odello in the house. Good to see you. That country song does get stuck in your head. It's true. TNZ says we need more Puyan. Yeah, well, you can vote for it right now because it's up for vote for the my other show I do called Retro Legends. We play a classic arcade game every week. You can vote for Puyan right now. We got Mark's Mental Arcade here. Good to see you, Mark. I'm glad you're here. This is going to be very informal. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the calendar. You know, we got the important updates from AtGames. They just dropped their calendar. That's right, the Death Star. They're letting us know what's coming without telling us what's coming. They're kind of cluing us in. And let's just pull the calendar up and take a look-see. Let's see. This is the March calendar. This is my first time doing this, so please, if I mess it up or, don't take it out of me. I am not a professional YouTuber. It's just a hobby. Good to see you, Shane. Welcome to the stream. Okay. And we're just going to take a look at the March calendar. And they definitely have the spring theme here going, the March with the flowers. And we'll just go to the first page. We'll just hit the highlights. These are things we're going to talk about. Sam's Club Super Sale, AtGames Spring Sale, Dr. Seuss Birthday Celebration Leaderboards. I think you got a few more hours to get your score on those leaderboards. Flipper Friends is one of the things I really, really like about AtGames, so come on. Don't be a Grinch. Don't be a Grinch. Play some pinball. It's one of the best things they have. They have online leaderboards. They have a great community of players. The Calling All Ballers is a fun group that you can play pinball tables on in addition. We got my new show, Retro Legends. We got Flipper Friends. There's just tons of places to play your pinballs, whether you play on the HD or on the 4KP. So we're kind of in a golden age as far as playing tournaments and being able to have a good time and hang out with people and play games. We got over 200 games right now, so we got quite a few games to choose from. Those are all good things, right? So let's go back to calendar. There's a few more hours you can squeeze in some Dr. Seuss if you want to. If you're watching this tomorrow, which would be Tuesday, that's all that'll be done with. So last few hours for some people. Sam's Club's deal, we'll talk about that. new pinball table releases is going to be the main theme of this video. And I'm just going to go over the pinball tables we're going to be playing for the next month. Those are the things we're going to cover. So that being said, let's move along. Let's see. There is a big open gap in the middle of the calendar. We'll talk about that. Let's start with the super sale. Let's see, from the 3rd, let's see, 3/3 to 4/28. So if you don't have a ALU, they're having a sale on them. And the cool thing, I think, for me, is they're bringing them back to Sam's. And, you know, AtGames, like when you tell people about the AtGames ALU or the AtGames arcade, a lot of people have never seen it. And I'm just glad. I think that'll bring it out back into the public. Boba Fett. Yes, Boba Fett. That'll bring it back up into the public. And I think that's a good thing because, you know, I know every time I go to Sam's Club and they had the display, I mean, there was always someone playing it. Every time I went to Sam's when they had the ALUs there. And long term, it's good for the deal hunters too, right? Because at the end of the time, you know, whenever Sam's wants that space back, and they want that space back for barbecue grills, those ALUs got to go, and that's when you get the deals. So I do like the deals. Is Boba Fett on this one? Yeah, there he is. There's Boba Fett. Okay, I do like the deals, and them going back to Sam's is a win-win for a bunch of reasons. One, you can get it for a price before the tariffs raise up the price. So they're kind of letting you know that the prices are going to go up without directly saying that. But let's face it, tariffs are going to affect these products. Prices will go up. And so they're giving you not only launching at Sam's so more people will be able to get an ALU, they're giving you a discount on it. They're giving you the new model, which is the CE model. I like the new operating system better. There's a lot of myths about it. You don't need to do anything to play classic arcade games on it. You can put them on a flash drive, and it will play UCE files. Another great thing about the Legends Ultimate is they just updated the firmware. Now all the game packs are working. I just played some Demon Attack from Atari, which is part of the Activision pack. So, you know, AtGames, you know, they don't move at light speed, but they are making progress. And yeah, it's like a gradual thing. It slowly gets better, right? They broke the OTG, which was terrible. Then they fixed it. They brought it back. So you just have faith in the engineers. Let's talk about this Legends Ultimate deal, and then we'll move to the excitement. Most people hear about they want to hear about the new pinball packs. But if you don't have one of these arcades, it's a great multicade. I use mine to play in the tournaments I'm playing in. There's 100 ways to play these classic games, but this is a very good one, and it's a very competent and powerful multicade. So if you don't have a ALU already, you can pick up the new version at Sam's. It is going to be on sale. They're also going to give you some good coupons. We'll go over the coupons in a minute. You save, so it's up to $500 in total savings. That's if you used every coupon. I mean, do you really want a 4-player deck? I mean, some of the coupons are pretty good. Saying Spirits, I'm kind of with you. Like, I really got this arcade because I already had 2 ALUs. I have 3 ALUs. I have the first generation, the next one they came out with, and this new HD CE. And I like all 3 of them. And there's really no disadvantage to getting the new one. Even if you want to, there's certain programs you want to put on it, you can even roll it back. Don't say I said that, but there are ways to put on. You can roll it back to older firmware. It's really, if you don't have an ALU, this is the new model, and they're just trying to let you know it might be a good time to pick it up before prices go up on the next batch that they get, which I don't think is really a terrible thing, is it? They're just kind of like giving you a heads up. And here's the exact deal from $549 to $499. I think one of the great things, you can go to Sam's. They have these. They've always, every time they've had these, they've had one on display, and you can kind of play it. Or at least you can look at the box and kind of see what it looks like. I have a great video on this arcade if you want to check it out. You know, it's this is just a powerhouse multicade, and if you have a 4KP pinball, the operating system is it's pretty much the same thing. It's just using the this is for arcade games, right? It's kind of a good companion if you have a 4K pinball. This plays, and it has a lot of great games built into it. You get a lot of good Atari games. You know, you get the classics. You know, you get Centipede, Missile Command, Asteroids, Crystal Castles, Tempest, and it's got all the controls you'd ever want. It's got spinners, joysticks. It's a pretty competent multicade, and they've got some really good deals on it right now. You can order this too. I believe you can order it online, or you can pick it up in store. But they have, here are the coupons you get. Basically, you buy it, and then you scan this QR code. You give them the proof of purchase and your UUID and Legends ID. That's like your fingerprint for the machine, so they know who to authorize the discounts for. So they just need that stuff so they can identify your machine to make sure you get the discounts that you've earned by buying it. But these are the things: $50 off ArcadeNet HD, $50 off the Quad Play, which is a 4-player control panel. That's pretty awesome, but I wouldn't have a need for that. But if you have a lot of guests in your arcade, they have a 4-player version of the control deck. They got $50 off the advanced features or external applications, which, once again, if you're just buying it to play arcade games, you don't need any of that right now. Not yet. If you want to hook it up to a computer, you will need the OTG. So you get 50 off of that. And $50 off the Bit LCD, which is a screen that is a marquee, but it's a special, it's like the resolution is really, really fine, and it makes it look like a real arcade marquee when you flip through the games. It's very slick, but it's still pretty expensive, but it's really cool. So you get some good coupons if you want to use them, but you also get the unit before the prices go up, which they're going to go up. I'm just telling you the way it is. Everything I've heard from various sources have told me it's just a fact that these will go up. So they're kind of letting people know. New upcoming Legends 4K pinball table releases. Getting to the good stuff. We're getting to the good stuff that we want to know about. Yeah, I wish they would have done the upgrade boards. I understand that. But the thing I would be worried about is the amount of warranty problems they would have. I think that might be a warranty nightmare. But, you know, I'm not sure how far the next generation of this is. The Bit LCD is great. I would highly recommend it. It's probably the best upgrade as far as really immersion. Let me go back to that picture too. I want to talk about one thing. You can, this front panel on the front of the cabinet, you can reverse it and you can have it be all black. So it's a really pretty unit when you have it, because it's the control panel is like it's like that solid black, like shiny black. And then the base plate, you can remove all these names, which I don't like that. I never did like that. It's like, you know what games are on it. You bought the arcade. I don't need a marquee on the front of my cabinet telling me what games it has. So you can flip it around and it'll be all black. Yeah, I need to tell Shane's wife, stop playing on your phone and focus on all of this awesomeness. Thank you. I got a $5 super chat. Wow, thank you so much. That is so nice. And let me play a super chat video for you. Let's go with Spite. All right. And you could check out on my channel a lot of my shorts and stuff. I show the Legends HD CE in action. I have some of my videos. I think my Crystal Castles video from Atari, I used it. But it's just a really competent multicade. And it's a really great companion piece. If you have the HD pinball and you want to have a lot of good arcade games, comes with a bunch of good ones on it, but you can add like a lot of games to it very easily without buying anything. You don't have to buy any of those extra features to do that. If you want to hook it up to your computer, you will need OTG. And external programs that don't have a lot to do with that yet. So we're going to get to Zen last, but let's take a look at the Primal Carnage retro table. I did something special for this stream. I took that picture, which is really small, and I blew it up so we could take a look at it and see what it actually looks like. And here we go. There's a blow up of the picture, so you can see the table layout. I don't know how I feel about these type of tables. I really don't love them. These are the ones with the tiny flippers. You know, uh, I'm sure I'll get it and play it, but to me, this isn't my favorite kind of table. I like the more modern ones. And but there is another Primal Carnage table coming out. So we got another Primal Carnage coming out for sure. The rare tables, we're not sure. I think they're going to wait till they're awesome, and then they're going to release them. I don't think they're going to put them out till they feel like they're perfected. And I know it's frustrating because, like, I mean, we're waiting for those other two tables. We're waiting for that Killer Instinct. We're waiting for that Battletoads table. But I mean, I would rather them be awesome than just have them push them out and have them have bugs in them or have them not be the best they could be. I was surprised at how good Sea of Thieves actually was. So I'm fine waiting for it as long as it's good. Now, I think the Zen might be a mixed blessing because the fact that it's one tells me that it's probably a 3-pack. And I'm going to tell you why. If you look at the way AtGames has promoted their pinball and they're aggressively putting out tables, they have really focused on having one table per week. And if this has 3 tables, they still maintain that one table per week average. They're just going to release them all in this one pinball pack. I don't know. I'm ready for that music to get in Jurassic Park. I hear you. I am ready for that music. That is an excellent table, though. But it'll even be better when we get the official music. The only bad thing for me is then I can't stream it because I'll get a copyright claim. But it's still great. Give me that, that actual movie music in the game for sure. So Zen Pinball Pack. What could it be? Okay, I'm going to pull up a list. And let me check on my poll. I put a poll up. If you haven't voted in the poll, please vote in the poll. The question in the poll was, what would you be more excited for? Star Wars Pinball or more Williams Pinball? Just vote in the poll. And I'm going to close the poll when we're finished, but it's up. Please vote. Are you hoping for some Star Wars or some more Williams? And I did pull a slide. I made a slide for this. Let me go back to where I can pull it up. So what do I think it is? Well, I think it's definitely either going to be Star Wars, which is what I want it to be. For me personally, I would love to see some Star Wars because it's something new. We don't have any Star Wars tables on the table right now. But I would love to have Williams tables as well. So which Williams tables could it be? Well, I made a slide. I have the slide right here. So let's look at Williams table packs that are 3-packs. And let's consider those. So Williams tables that are 3-packs. It could be Whitewater, Red and Ted's Roadshow and Hurricane. It could be Tales of the Arabian Nights, Circus Voltaire, No Good Golfers. That's a pack. It could be Funhouse, Space Station, and Dr. Dude and his Excellent Ray. Dr. Dude is also related to the table we just got. They're all kind of part of a series. So the party table is related to it, which is interesting. So then there's Swords of Fury, Whirlwind, the Machine Bride of Pinbot, Black. I think they'll save the Black Knight 2000 Earthshaker for Bonsai Run. I think they're going to save that for the end still. But let's look at what the next pack they said that was Williams would be Medieval Madness, which is one of my favorite tables of all time. The Getaway, which is another fantastic Williams table, and Junkyard. So those were closer to the date that they're talking about. So I have a feeling, my gut feeling, and this is a guess because AtGames did not tell me one way or the other. I hear you, Shane. I'm like, bring on the Star Wars. Thank you, Mark, so much. I don't know why I just played that game today. Party Zone, yeah, Party Zone. But Dr. Dude is related to Party Zone. And actually, Party Zone has characters from Party Animals in it and characters from Elvira and the Party Monsters. And I think that's probably the closest we're going to get to Elvira for now. But it is related, which is kind of neat. It's kind of neat that you get a glimpse, at least, of other tables. I love the way they do that on some of the Bally Williams tables. But Jaws music, yes. The Jaws music, not having the right music is a big letdown. I feel like that would be a huge gain for them if they could get that classic John Williams Jaws soundtrack, then add it to the pinball. That would be a really good gain. And they just got Jurassic Park. I think Jaws would be another good music addition they could get. So let's go back to the list one more time. Let me look at the list one more time. So the closest one was Medieval Madness, the Getaway High Speed 2, and Junkyard. That's a 3-pack. The second one that's close to that, we just got the Party Zone, so we know it's not going to be that. That was supposed to come out on the 5/28. It could be Theater of Magic, Safecracker, or the Champions Pub. I don't think it's going to be the Tomb Raider titles. I don't think it's going to be those. Because they haven't even announced that, so I don't think it's going to be that. Whoops. Let's see. So I'm not sure. What do you think? Let me go to the chat. What's the chat thing? And we could talk about the Star Wars tables. Yeah, I agree. Elvira would be a smash hit. Like they could do it if they ever got Elvira, that would be like an instant. Like they should make a table because that would sell like hotcakes. I think Elvira and pinball. It's just something that's classic. Like people have that memory, right, of all those great Elvira tables. So I think the Elvira would be a big seller for them. So let's look at the Star Wars it could be. We talked about all the Williams tables. The closest one on the Williams was Medieval Madness, which is a really super great table. It's one of the all-time greats. The Getaway High Speed 2, which is another super good table. And Junkyard's good. I don't think it's as good as the other as Medieval Madness and Getaway High Speed 2, but that'd be a sweet pack. Now the Star Wars packs, I mean, what's everyone's favorite? What are you waiting for? Do I think Marvel will come to AtGames this year? I have a feeling they will. I have a feeling Marvel is the next thing. After they get the Star Wars out, I think the Marvel's coming along next. Yeah, and I agree. I mean, that Jaws music in the table would just take it to a whole different level. And I'm saying that too because like when I play the Stern pinball, the Jaws, it's just the music. The classic music brings you right into the feeling of being in a movie, right? It brings back the nostalgia, and that's missing from the table. I really like the Boba Fett table. We played that in the Arcade Talk tournament. I had a blast with that one. This first pinball pack, that'll be one I'm looking forward to. Empire Strikes Back, Clone Wars, and Boba Fett. That'll be a really solid Star Wars pack. And the second one that's called Legends, Pinball Legends mini pack. And they have the Star Wars Pinball Balance of the Force. That's going to be Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader, and Starfighter Assault. I haven't really played Starfighter Assault much. Played the Darth Vader table quite a bit. I've played the Return of the Jedi table a few times. And then they have the Mandalorian, which is, I really like that one, and the classic collectibles. These are all good. Those are very good Star Wars tables. So I think they selected some pretty good choices out of the Zen library. I do have the entire Zen library on my computer, and I have that where I could play OTG. So I could play any of these on the AtGames right now. But there's something better to me. I like the native tables. The accuracy seems to run better. I like the fact we could play on leaderboards, and I like the fact that everyone has the same equipment, right? If you're talking about from a standpoint of competition, when you're using a computer, everyone has a different computer. So the better computer you have, the more advantage you have, most likely. So I kind of like that when we play the native tables, everyone that's playing is on a level playing field. So when you see a superstar or a wizard player, it's all skill. Everyone's using the same exact thing. There's no cheats, which is good. Shane thinks that Marvel will be out during the holiday season. I hope so. I think, the Marvel and I think Star Wars, it needs to do well. If it does well, I think Marvel will come along for sure. And let's continue along with the slides. I have a feeling we're going to get the Williams tables too. Chelada Love. Am I saying it right? Chelada Love. Is that how I say it? Chelada Love. Chelada Love is going to be playing in the uh, Battle of the Streamers tournament, and he is like a superstar. He is one of the wizards. If you check the scores out on the top of the leaderboards, he is definitely an amazing player. So I can't wait to see him play pinball. And I think we're going to have an exciting season of Battle of the Streamers. I 100% believe, and this is not confirmed, but in my heart, I 100% believe they're going to make a Star Wars pinball table. How could you not? I mean, how could you not? That's like, that's like almost having an invitation to print money. Sometimes I feel like, is the Star Wars property still as hot as it used to be? And I'm not sure about that, but I know a lot of people like Star Wars, especially if they did it like in the classic, like the original trilogy. And that's what sells, because if you look at Stern keeps going back to the well of the original Star Wars trilogy for all their pinball tables. And why do they do that? Because it makes money. And Stern, they got that, they have to make money on their pinballs. They're not that gigantic of a company. So they have to make stuff that's going to be popular and it's going to sell. Yeah. I don't think the Acolyte skin is coming. It's pretty safe to, I don't think we're going to see the Acolyte skin, but I could see maybe a classic Star Wars skin. I think I hope they just don't go with like a montage where they try to be everything to everyone, because I don't think that is the way to go. Make a good original trilogy themed pinball table, and I think it'll be popular. And Shane wants to see him at games. If you're listening, he hopes they allow us to adjust the accelerometer sensitivity soon. Yeah. I'm kind of like, I'm rock and roll. Like I turn all my stuff up way too loud. And today I turned down my, I had my, what is it called? Like the SSF kit. I had it like almost all, I had cranked up to 100. I turned it down to about like 30 or 40. And it actually worked. Like I had less problems with accidental tilts. So I think if you crank up the SSF all the way to 100, I think it can make it a little bit more likely to tilt, even though it's amazing because let's face it, you've got those basically those exciters are screwed right in the side of the pinball machine, and it vibrates so much. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, yeah, party zone. I'm gonna tell you, you got to turn party zone to about 30. I turned it down to 20 today, but 20 to 30, you just take your SSF setting for that one game and just turn it down. The Sand Spirits is trolling me here. He says, I want a Kathleen Kennedy skin. That is not true. That is not true. They can keep that. And so let me continue with my slides here. I'm getting way off track. I'm excited, though, because I feel like this is going to be I have a pretty good confirmation, too, that this is not going to be a single pack. So this is going to be some set of tables that we will get. And I have a feeling they're going to surprise us and give us something awesome. I would be a big fan if they gave us Medieval Madness or they give us Boba Fett pack with Boba Fett in it, pack with Medieval Madness in it. That'd be like a home run, because then it's like, you're on a diet for a little bit with getting new tables, but then you get 3 awesome ones at once. So it's a lot to bite off and chew at once, but it's good that they're coming, right? I want to see those games. Let's talk a little bit about Flipper Friends for my 4K pinball. This week we've had Party Zone, Jurassic Park, The Legend of Kage. That table's fun. It's really only about hitting the spinner, though. If you want to get a good score, every shot, go for the spinner. Every single shot. That game could be called Hit the Spinner. That's the secret of that game. I'm surprised they put out Jurassic Park knowing that there's going to be a music update. I would have probably held on that and maybe released that when they put the movie theme music in it. But it's a great table. I mean, getting to play it this week was fun. Red Show Deluxe is the Magic Pixel table, and I used to really like that table. But then I played the new one on Steam. I like the one on Steam better. The new reskin version. They did a lot of work on that one. That's one of those ones they improved a lot, I think, in my opinion. Then next week, let's see, we got Trolls Pinball Discovery, Star Trek Discovery. We got a good classic wide body pinball Genie and Future World. The week after that, we get to play Godzilla Pinball. I do love the Godzilla Pinball. It's one I really like. Got Borderlands, Vault Hunter Pinball. Not a huge fan. It's all right. It's not one of my favorites, though. We've got Operation Wolf, Victory, which is a lot of fun, and Farfalla Deluxe. And then we have, that's why this is definitely, once again, more proof that this is going to be a triple, because we have 2 unreleased Zens. And while we have 2 unreleased Zens, because the pack is going to have probably 2 or 3 tables. I'm thinking 3, but then we're going to Addams Family, which is a great table ever since they fixed the flipper lag. That's been fantastic to play. I played that in tournament. I actually did okay with Addams Family. I was shocked. I did it okay. We have a black belt and Big Shot, and the new Zen table that we get, whatever it is. The next week we have the second new Zen table we're getting, which will probably, I'm thinking, part of a 3-pack. We got Battlestar Galactica, which is becoming a favorite of a lot of people. It's got really good SSF. If you have the SSF kit, that's one that shows it off probably better than any of the other tables. We got Primal Carnage Retro, which once again, I am not a huge fan of these retro tables. Here's the layout for that one. You see you got those 2 little flippers. You just got to nudge those tables, and it's just a lot of nudging, and you try to keep the ball alive as long as you can. But I think the more modern pinball is more fun. But I'll play it in competition. But if I'm selecting a table for where it's not under competition, I'm probably not going to play that. Just my opinion. Hot Wheels. You got Lights, Camera, Action. So and that would be the last week of Flipper Friends for the 4K. And this is ending up right now. Well, I mean, I think we got a few hours left you can play if you're listening to this right now. The Dr. Seuss event just happened. They had all the Dr. Seuss tables to celebrate Dr. Seuss's birthday. And, of course, they're going to give out some gift certificates and some codes for, if you play, they randomly give them out to people, which I think is great. It gets more people playing. Yeah, they're not going to mix the brands in the packs for sure. Yeah, it's going to be either Star Wars or Williams for sure. One or the other. Mark's Mental Arcade says Borderlands Kung Fu Panda are way too hard. I think Kung Fu Panda is a huge mess because it's a kid's table and it's crazy difficult. Like when my grandkids came to play it, they were excited when they saw it's Kung Fu Panda, but they played a little bit and it was so hard. I don't think they loved it, honestly. Where it's, some of the other tables like Trolls and My Little Pony, I think are a little more fun. But it's just, once again, that's my grandkids. They like that more. I think the Primal Carnage was a huge mess. I'm going to tell you why. I think the Primal Carnage, to me, the Primal Carnage should have been a kids table. Because if you take the shout-outs of it, it's just dinosaurs. And it's a super easy playable table. Like, the kids like that table a lot, They cover their ears for some of the swearing, but it is fun. It is a fun table. It's easy for kids to play. The kids like dinosaurs. I don't think they hit the mark on that, honestly. And they could have took out just the one or two cuss word shout outs, and I think it would have been more successful. Let me put this back on here. So we got the Dr. Seuss event. We got the monthly pinball celebrations. We'll be talking about the history, flipping history, tilt tactics, trivia, and polls. And that's pretty much it for the 4K. They got a March calendar for HD. This is all the same. Pick up an ALU before prices go up. Got some coupons. They got the one good thing, the Primal Carnage tables come in both for the HD and for the 4KP. I want to see the one where the dinosaur eats the ball. That's the one I want. I mean, like, they're not giving me the ones that I want to play right now, but I guess they're saving that for last. I don't know why if I was them, I probably would have put that one out first, but I guess we'll see. But they're coming out with a retro. That's the 27th. Yeah, I could pull that up. Let me go back to Primal Carnage. I have the slide for that. Hold on. The Primal Carnage is, let's see. Oh, wait. I have to go back. It's this one. Primal Carnage has 4 packs. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4 tables. So 4 tables. That Black Belt Deluxe will be fun. That's a good table. I played that on the Steam version of Zaccaria Pinball. That's a fun table. So some of those are going to be really fun, and I can't wait to see them. So let's take a look at their flipper friends. First week, right now they got Jack's Open, Legend of Kage, the Red Show, Chak and Pak, Aerobatics, and then next week they have Genie, Bubble Bobble, Amazonia, and Future World. Third week, they're doing Victory, Operation Wolf, Exoplanets, Dr. Seuss, ABC, and Farfalla. Week 3, week 12, Big Shot, Frontline, Dinosaur Dynasty, Green Eggs and Ham, Black Belt, Legend, Lights, Camera, Action, Rastan Saga, Primal Carnage, Retro, Fox and Socks, and Hot Wheels for the last week in March. And those are the HD Flipper Friend tables that you'll be able to play. This is all the same. Okay. Remove that. Okay, awesome. Let me go back to the chat here. Let's see. Do I like Zancor Deluxe more on AtGames or Steam? Well, it's kind of a mixed bag, isn't it? Like I like the gameplay on the 4KP, but I like the graphics. I do like the newer graphics because I feel like what they did is they made the top play fields clear so you could see through them, so you could see more of what was going on. And it has more of a comic book style art, where the version they released actually has the more like a original style art as opposed to like a comic book style. But I think they're both good. Like that table holds up. I was really surprised how much I enjoy that. I enjoy the story mode of Zancor Deluxe. That's why I put it in our very first Retro Legends pinball lineup. We play 2 pinball tables and 1 arcade game every week. If you've not checked out my new show, Retro Legends, check it out. You can participate in the tournaments. You just literally point your phone at the screen. There's a QR code. It takes you straight to the leaderboards. I bought the same leaderboard system that real arcades use. So I bought iScored. And iScored is what they actually do in the arcades. They just put a QR code on the arcade machine, and you walk up to it with your phone. You just scan it real quick, and you put in your high score. Well, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it using YouTube and over, in a bigger audience, but it's going to be fun. So like, check out Retro Legends, show up and play on the leaderboards. All rewards in that show. I'm going to give out some prizes and things, and they're all going to go to only the people that play the games. So it's really just, if you want to play games, and it's only 3 games too. It's like 2 pinballs. I'm going to have a Williams pinball every week. I'm going to have a Zaccaria or Magic Pixel pinball, and a really great classic arcade game. We're going to play the good stuff. I'm going to right now there's a poll where you can vote for the next game we play. And there's all those games in the poll are favorites from my audience of viewers that watch me. That's stuff that they've said they'd like to get a chance to play with different people in the community. So, yeah, but definitely check out Retro Legends. Yeah. I did ask, and I know that they're going to put it out when it's ready. When it's ready, and it's going to be awesome, they're going to release it. They're not going to release it till it's completely. We want that Sea of Thieves level quality on those other 2 tables, and I think they might be listening to a lot of the feedback too, because there was a lot of positive about Sea of Thieves. Then there were some criticisms, and it'll be interesting to see on these next 2 tables if they change it up at all. Are they going to change anything? Is the DMD going to show like swirlies and like rainbows and like polka dots for Killer Instinct? Because I could tell you, if it does, for me as a pinball fan, as a fan of arcade games, that is a minimum of a full point I have to take off of my review. Minimum. Because it's going totally off of theme, right? Like, stay in the theme. If the theme is Killer Instinct, keep the DMD Killer Instinct. Keep it themed to whatever you're talking about. I think when they break the theme with all those transitions, I think it's not necessarily good. I find it a little distracting sometimes, and they spam it too much. It's too many tables look exactly the same with those animations. Let's see. Chalada Love said he did iScored today for the first time. It is super easy. Like, literally, you just point your phone on with your camera on, you touch it where it says the QR code, you point it at the QR code and you touch a little button. It takes you right to the leaderboard. You type in your name, you type in your score, you take a picture just to prove that you got the score. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. And that's it. It's going to be easier. Could be easier. So I hope to see you on Retro Legends. Hope to see you on the leaderboards playing the games. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to play games and have fun. And that's all I got. That's the calendar. That's the calendar. I'm hoping for Star Wars personally. And I got to close the poll. Let me see how it did. Excuse me. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? That is insane. We have a 50-50. Absolutely no progress has been made. We are deadlocked between Williams Pinball and Star Wars Pinball. So it looks like half the people want the Williams, half the people wanted the Star Wars. Very interesting. So there you go, AtGames. It's deadlocked. People want both. So it was a 50-50. Very interesting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video, maybe give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, give me a thumbs down. Maybe let me know what I got to do different. This is just a hobby for me. I just do this for fun. And I hope everyone has a great evening. And I will see you on the leaderboards. Check out the Calling All Ballers. They're all going to be streaming this week. You'll see Tomato Grass. We have some new friends joining us. We've got Chalada Love is going to be playing. We got it's going to be an exciting time if you're into virtual pinball. Thanks so much for watching. And I'm going to send us out. Send us out with my theme song. So everyone have a great evening. Take care.
Well, Papa Brad's a game man. He's got passion in his soul. From pinball tables to Atari, he's always in control. He's a master of retrogaming. The old school style's his thing. With every flick of the joystick, you can hear the twang ting. Stay legit, Papa Brad, keep the high school living. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board with the Atari 2600. Your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa Brad, and always stay legit. He's a lover of the classics, the sound of pixelated beats. Late nights at the arcade with every game defeat. But he'll keep on pushing till he's reached that final stage. Papa Brad's the gaming legend. His passion never fades. Stay legit, Papa Brad, keep the high school rolling. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board with the Atari 2600. Your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself.